Hello everyone, how are you doing? So today I've decided to do this how-to video. Now as you can see in front of you, you have 3 pedals, and I'm going to teach you guys on how to replace them. Now this particular vehicle is a 1998 Porsche Boxer, but this will work for any 986 Boxer, which would be from 1997 up till 2004, and any 996 911 from 1999 until 2004. Now if you have an older 911 or a newer Boxster or 911 or even a Cayman, this process may vary, but it should be pretty straightforward. Now let's say this is a pretty easy job to do yourself. You really don't need any automotive knowledge whatsoever. The only thing is you have a pretty tight area to work with and you need a big power drill, so your space is a little cramped. But other than that, it's pretty simple. Now it should take you about half an hour to maybe an hour, including prep and finishing everything up. Now the tools, you'll need a 3x32 Allen wrench. Then you'll need a power drill with a 1/18 drill bit on it. And I would recommend having one of these clamp tools with you as well. Just going to help with the ease. Now the first step is going to be removing the rubber mountings over every one of your pedals. Now you may have 2 or 3, of course, depending if you have an automatic or a manual. In this case we have 3. So as you can see, they've already been removed. Now there's still one over the gas pedal. I just couldn't manage to remove that one for some reason. And since the gas pedal is kind of important, I decided don't force it, I'll just leave it on. And luckily it still works as is. But if you have more luck with that, great. If not, just keep it on, it kind of works out. So once you remove that, you're going to have to be drilling some holes. And this is where things get a little interesting. So you're going to want to start by lining up your pedals. Now in this particular one I have cool brushed aluminum ones with some little rubber mountings on them. The rubber really helps because if you have an all aluminum pedal, it'd be a little slippery, so it's good to have some rubber mountings on there as well. Now you just want to line it up as so and make a mark so where you drill your hole. Now be aware, because the pedals are black, you can't use a Sharpie, so you're going to use some other tool, either maybe a silver Sharpie, or if you have it a second person, they can already drill a hole there so they can see exactly where they should mount. Now, once that's done, you're going to follow through and drill 3 of your holes. Now, be careful that you don't put them too far to the outside, otherwise they're not going to stick. And really be careful with this. Of course, these are your physical pedals here, and you do not want to break them. So, now, your clutch pedal as well as your gas pedal are plastic, but your brake pedal here is metal. So the brake pedal is going to take a lot more to drill through, and it's going to be a lot more tricky. So take your time, go slow, really don't rush it. And make sure you do a proper job, because this is something you really don't want to mess up. So depending where you got your set from, you may or may not have some bolts already included. This set did, but if yours don't, you're going to have to decide what bolts you want to put in there. Now make sure not to make them too big, because if that's the case, then the pedal might not press all the way to the floor anymore, and that'll be very dangerous. So make sure to have one that's a proper size. So you want to put the bolt through your pedal into the hole, like so. Perfect. Now, because there's a rubber piece in the back, you want to put a washer on there. Just like that. And then finally, stick on the nut. Now, this is where things are a little tricky because you don't have so much space. So, do be careful here. I'm trying to not make a fool of myself. Come on. Ta-da, perfect. Alright, and then screw that nut on nice and tight. Alright, and this is where I recommend using your Allen tool. So you make sure it's nice and tight. Of course, not to scratch the pedal. Oh, that looks pretty good. That's pretty solid on there. We still have 2 more screws to go. So let's get those done. Alright, perfect. And now we have our clutch pedal back on. So, just 2 more to go. Next we're going to go with the brake. Now, like I mentioned before, the brake is made of metal. So when you're drilling, be careful. This one will take a little longer to do. Just because, excuse me, it is a harder material. But same process, once you have your holes, screw in. Put in your washer, then the nut. Now, like I said, this is a little harder because it's a tight area and you really can't see what you're doing. So, you're kind of working blind. But the process really isn't too bad to do. That one's on. Let's do the last 2 screws. Alright everyone, so that's 2 down, 1 to go. Now, for the last one, we have our gas pedal. And like I said before, I was unable to get that rubber piece off the gas pedal. If you can, fantastic, great, do it that way. If you have the same problem as I do, then leave it on, that works still. That being said, if your set did come with the bolts already, the bolts will have assumed, of course, that you got that piece off. And since you didn't, it's a little thicker than it should be, and those bolts won't fit anymore. So I found these instead. These are a little bit longer. Now, as I said before, make sure they're not too long, especially with the gas pedal, because you really have very little room in between here. So, if you take a bolt that's too big, you won't be able to press the gas down all the way, which I guess if you have a learning driver, that might be good. But if you want to have all the power of your vehicle, you're going to only have half throttle because the screw's getting in the way. So, be aware of that the size is not too large. That being said, it should go nicely over. So, let's get that one done. Just like that. Now for this one here, as you can see, the bolt has a Phillips piece on top. I have a Phillips screwdriver here for it. And because we're going through rubber, you might actually have to screw it in. So it'll take a little bit more time, but it shouldn't be too bad. Alright, looks like we're in all the way, so now we got it to attach. Perfect. 2 more bolts to go, and we're out of here. Ta-da! Just like that, all our pedals are on. As you can see, this is a vast improvement from the plain black rubber ones we had before. These look so much cooler, and they also give you some performance enhancements. Now, of course, they don't add any horsepower like that, but if you're someone who autocrosses your car, takes it to the track, you're going to have a lot more direct feel with these pedals. They're also slightly bigger, so if you're someone who likes to heel and toe, it also makes that a little bit easier. And as I said, they really do, of course, look a lot cooler. Now, like I said, pretty simple project, but hopefully this will help any of you guys who had questions or had any issues on how to do this. Now, once again, thank you for all your support. As of recording this video, I'm about to pass 800 subscribers and 500,000 views, and I really can't thank you guys enough for all the support and everything that you guys are all giving to me. I really appreciate it so much. I really hope you enjoy these videos as much as I enjoy making them. And of course, if you like this, please hit like. For more videos of me, hit subscribe. If you want to follow me on Facebook, it's facebook.com/TheCarVlogger. And once again, I thank you guys so much, and hope to see you all very soon.